What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 15 of the Coughy Show. My name is Mike. I got Eric with me.
Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday. So thanks to everybody who came out and celebrated with us last week at Best of Omaha. We had some fun, probably too much fun.
Definitely too much fun. If you've seen me there, mind your business. I don't remember it.
We got pictures and videos up on Facebook. You can go check those out. There's a gallery.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Our birthday was yesterday, our 4-year anniversary. So thanks to everybody for helping us get here. Much appreciated. We will be closed. What day? Thanksgiving?
Thursday.
Whatever. Thursday. We'll be closed Thursday. Back open Friday with sales through the end of the month. Is that what it is?
We'll probably run them for a week from Friday to Friday.
Friday to
End
Friday.
of the month is Sunday, so and then Saturday we've got small business Saturday, so we'll just run a week and we'll do Friday to Friday.
Friday to Friday. Come save some money.
Get you a water pipe.
So the big news this week is federal marijuana legalization was finally up, and the House committee approved it. So there's still going to be another step, but I mean, I don't think it's ever made it that far. Eric's going to step away for a customer here. But so the House Judiciary Committee approved a bill Wednesday that legalizes marijuana on a federal level, removing it from the Schedule 1 as a controlled substance. So this legalization is going to allow the states to enact their own policies and gives them the incentives to clear criminal records of people with low-level marijuana offenses. It also includes a 5% tax on cannabis products that would provide job training and legal assistance to those hit hardest by the war on drugs. So that's pretty dope. We've seen a few states do this, and I think it's only right. They waste millions of dollars every year putting people away and running people through the ringer, and in some cases ruining people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people have careers and stuff that can't have these charges or any charges really on their records. So something as simple as wanting to smoke a joint ends up ruining your career. So give people the opportunity to get this stuff off of their records and move on with their lives. Here we go. So according to the American Civil Liberties Union, marijuana arrests amount for more than half of all drug arrests in the United States. So maybe they'll finally start going after the real drugs and leave marijuana alone. The last point here, a majority of Americans support the legalization of marijuana, according to the PEW Research Center. Pew. Never heard of it, but we'll go with it. The bill has more than 50 co-sponsors, according to Congress.gov. Backers of a Senate version of the legislature include presidential contenders Senator Kamala Harris. So there's a lot of people behind this, and obviously a lot of Americans are behind it. We're all behind it. It's been a lot of wasted time, money, resources, for nothing really. I mean, it's a plant. Free the plant. Moving on here, we have an article from UCLA. So scientists received $3.5 million NIH grant to study pain relief and cannabis. Did you have any points you wanted to touch on the legalization?
Let's go back. Yeah, it'll be a tough one, but I mean, it's better than anything. I think that marijuana discriminates a lot against people, so ending the war on prohibition that was never really a war would be nice. Get all those fucking people that are sitting in jail for 14 grams of weed out.
Oh, it was a war and we won, motherfuckers.
Very true.
Well, you think about that, like all the people who have done this stuff illegally for, you know, what was prohibition 50 years ago?
Yeah.
So all the people that have been doing this illegally for the last 50 years and people who risked their lives to get you high are who you have to thank for legalization. Even though some of those guys may not be happy because they feel like they're going to be losing money, maybe it's time for them to take their illegal skills and form them into a legal business, like all the people in the medical states have done now.
But it's very true. I mean, they said it was Gerald Nadler. So the racial disparity in marijuana enforcement laws only compounded this mistake with serious consequences, particularly for minority communities. That's the truth. I mean, that it is. Who does it impact? It impacts, uneducated people, people that aren't as wealthy, people of color.
Also, because I'm a minority, I'm uneducated now.
No, but it's all of them. They're all separate. We're talking, we could say minority, comma, people that, aren't financially stable, comma. There's just a lot of variance, and that's the people that it affects. AOC, what's her name, Alexa Oscar Cortez, whatever the fuck her name is, she even said, like, if they decriminalize it and it makes it all the way through, they have to do something better about who it's going to benefit, not just to benefit rich white people again, because she said, what's going to happen? All these jails are private. Rich white people make money off of them. Then they're going to invest in marijuana, take the money that they made off of minorities, and then make more money because they're not the minority. They're the majority.
Right.
We'll see how it goes, though.
Well, I mean, minorities slowly becoming the majority.
Yeah, that's very true. Good for them.
So now, moving on. Lost my page here. So, a scientist at the UCLA Research Center received a $3.5 million grant to, National Institute of Health to conduct a 5-year study assessing the pain-relieving effects of cannabis and cannabinoids in general, the chemicals in the cannabis plant. So the grant will fund the first clinical study for the Cannabis Research Initiative.
Sign me up.
It's about time, because these motherfuckers stifled research and then cried about how there's no research for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, good for her. Ziva Cooper's her name. She looks like a bad bitch. Hopefully she'll get us some good information.
She looks like a bad bitch. Oh, shit. So this is an ideal first project as it probes significant public health questions related to the potential medicinal and adverse effects of cannabis and cannabinoids, a central mission of the Cannabis Initiative, said Cooper. The project will also examine the additional properties of cannabis and assess whether men and women experience the effects of the drug differently. Quote, evidence from animal studies show that females are more sensitive to the pain-relieving effects of THC, the primary component of cannabis, but they are also more sensitive to the negative effects. End quote. Females are soft.
Yeah. They're going to drag us for that.
Oh, it's all jokes. So moving on here. I'm personally a little confused about this article. This is, so our city council has decided to subject vaping products to the city's tobacco tax. I am not sure what changed, but we had actually got audited, what was like 2 years ago, by the city department that handles the tobacco tax. And when we went through that audit, I was told that any tobacco delivery device, whether it contains tobacco or not, so we're talking pipes, vaporizers, e-juices, any kind of wrap, yeah. And again, a wrap that, like, let's say our vegan wraps or the hemp wraps, any of that stuff that doesn't contain any tobacco. The thought is that they could potentially put tobacco in there to smoke it, so it's a tobacco delivery device, so we have to tax it like a tobacco product. So I'm awaiting clarification from the city tobacco tax department to figure out what exactly changed, because I don't see anything that changed as far as they told me we were supposed to have been doing this. Yeah. So, but what they're saying, I guess this was actually supposed to expire in 2020 or 2022, and this has pushed it to run indefinitely. So indefinitely on any kind of tobacco product or vaping product.
It's fucking stupid.
It is stupid. But they did take out, apparently before, people had to pay that tax on like nicotine patches and the gums and stuff like that. And it's like, why? So is it a tobacco tax or is it a nicotine tax?
Exactly.
Let's clarify.
You need to call it a nicotine tax and not a tobacco tax. Tobacco to me is cigarettes,
Right.
actual rolling tobacco, physical tobacco. A vape does not have tobacco in it. Why does
No.
that have a tobacco tax?
And then only some of them have nicotine. Like, why should somebody that's buying a juice that contains no nicotine be subject to an extra 3% tax? Not that it's that much money, but pennies add up. I save my pennies.
That's a 10% tax just because it's vaping,
Right.
which is higher than alcohol.
Right. So the thought among retailers here is that you're just going to push more sales to online and outside city limits. Like, somebody that is downtown is more likely to just drive across the river real quick and buy their products then, because you've already got a cheaper tax rate over there, and now you guys are adding more, and Nebraska's just going to tax people out of the state.
Exactly. You're just going to drive money. Yeah, you'll make a little more in tax money, but you're going to drive sales to other places that don't have these just stupid ass taxes on them.
It just doesn't make sense. Moving on here, we have an article from the Air Force. So the service issued a reminder that products with CBD oil derived from the marijuana plant may lead to positive results for airmen undergoing urinalysis designed to detect marijuana. Quote, it's important for both uniformed and civilian airmen to understand the risk these products pose to their careers, Major Jason Gammon said. Products containing unregulated levels of THC can cause positive drug tests resulting in the same disciplinary actions as if members had consumed marijuana. The Air Force cited a report that Marcel Oban Miller published at the University of Pennsylvania Perelman School of Medicine from 2017. They examined 84 CBD products sold online. Von Miller's research determined that less than a third of the products accurately reflected the CBD content. Even when products claimed that they did not contain any THC, the study detected THC in 21% of the products. We've pretty much gone over this, I don't know how many times, but we definitely agree that regulation in the CBD industry is ideal for consumers and retailers. Like, I don't want to sell you a product that tests too high for THC. I want you to buy a product that is exactly what it's advertised on the label, and it's going to benefit you as it should. It shouldn't have adverse effects like losing your career. According to a blog post from Chris and Associates Military Law, airmen who test positive for marijuana during urinalysis typically receive a discharge and an Article 15, which is the highest form of military non-judicial punishment. This is just stupid, and I also kind of wonder what the federal legalization is going to have an impact on people with these military backgrounds. Are they now allowed to have a little amount of THC in their system and not have to worry about it? And I can understand that they can't be high on the job. You guys are in some crazy stressful situations and stuff that I don't know. I haven't been in any kind of armed forces, but there's just some jobs that you should do that people do that shouldn't be high while they're doing them. But what you do outside of work should be what you do outside of work. It shouldn't affect what's going on at work. So that's all we've got for this week. Stay tuned. We'll catch you next week. Have a good week.